Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sessions Cafe. I'm your host, Keri D. Singleton, and today we welcome my girl, Gia Love, to the show. How are you, sister?
I'm good. Thank you for having me
Thank
today.
you for coming all the way from the city of brotherly love.
Yes, actually even further than that.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, Philly is definitely one of one of the cities that I've lived in.
Okay.
There's been four: Houston, Philadelphia, Boston, and New York. So,
okay.
yes,
Philly,
spread my wings.
Yes.
Spread my wings.
Well, I'm down in Delaware now, coastal
okay.
Delaware.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but I'm still always in Philly.
The DE.
The DE.
Okay. Well, again, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. You have an incredible story, and I can't wait to dive into it. Right?
Yeah.
So let's begin with this, Gia. You're a powerhouse businesswoman, a community advocate. Let's discuss those two titles, because those are pretty lofty titles, indeed. And I'm sure you feel them well, but let's talk about them. So why would you consider yourself a powerhouse businesswoman?
Well, it's very personal.
Yes, ma'am.
It all started from my daughter, Saniyah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just take you back to who she is. She was my middle daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She had special needs.
Okay.
She was born with what's called microcephaly, where the head doesn't grow, which damaged the brain, resulting in autism, cerebral palsy, epilepsy. They called it the perfect storm.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So she was just
The imperfect storm.
imperfect
Yeah,
storm. But you know what? I'll get to that though. She's living her best life ever
right.
now.
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
So I learned a lot. She passed away July 31st, 2020 of a grand mal seizure at home.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Like I said, she's living her best life ever now. She wouldn't want to come back here if she could, okay?
And how old was your daughter?
She was just about to turn 12.
12, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was my right hand. Like everything I did was to better her life and do what I could. You know, it doesn't come with a manual. You don't expect, I wasn't expecting to have a child with special needs.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
But it is what it is. And I was going to be the best mother I could be to her, to give her everything that she needed. So I was in corporate America. I was in sales, traveling all over the United States, doing all that, and just making all these corporations a ton of money, okay?
Right. Yeah.
So when Saniyah passed, she loved cotton candy. It was easy for her to have. So let me start with that. She loved cotton candy, and I had to learn to have hers organic.
Okay.
Because she couldn't have the red 40 dyes, she couldn't have gluten, she couldn't have all that crap that they put in.
Stuff that's in regular, okay.
Yeah, her pediatrician was like, she can have it, but good luck.
Right,
Well, you don't tell a mother good luck.
Exactly.
I'm going to figure out how to get how to
so
get
you
it
was
done.
like, I'm going to give my daughter what she wants, but I'm going to give it to her the way she needs to have
Right,
it.
and then I thought about her friends at school and just kept it going, right?
Wow.
So after she passed away, things changed. My whole life changed. It just changed.
Yeah.
And I decided that my heart wasn't into corporate America and that I was going to start a nonprofit to help parents of children that have special needs all through Delaware.
Okay.
And I figured I would use the cotton candy to turn that into a LLC and be the major donor for Run Saniyah Run, which is our 501c3 nonprofit.
Right.
So when I say it's personal, this is keeping her legacy going. It's helping the families throughout Delaware.
Right.
And when I tell you it's a little taste of heaven, it's a little taste of heaven.
Now, I have a serious sweet tooth, so I can't wait after the show. I'm going to be sampling some of your cotton candy.
Okay, well, you're going to have to sign a disclaimer saying that I'm not responsible for any addictions after this.
Right.
Because you're going to get hooked.
I'm also going to have to make sure that my dentist does not know that I'm partaking.
No, tell him, because guess what? It was a dentist who created what they call fairy floss.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't know that, right?
No, I didn't know that at
Yeah,
all.
he's the one that kicked off cotton candy, the dentist.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So again, let's rewind. You actually jumped ahead. I don't know if you was reading my cue cards here. You might have been sneaking and peeking. But let's talk about your daughter while she was here. Tell me about Saniyah. It's a beautiful name, by the way. My cousin's name is Saniyah.
Okay.
Beautiful name. Let's talk about her life here on Earth. What were some of the things that made her special?
She was nonverbal, but she knew how to communicate like you wouldn't believe.
Yes, ma'am.
She was so independent, or wanted to be independent. She would try to do so much on her own. Even though she had cerebral palsy, she's the only child I knew could break dance the way she could. Now, how do you explain that, right? She's on the floor doing windmills, everything. She was so much fun. Her personality was bubbly, but she also knew she wasn't like a lot of the other kids, you know, and it was heartbreaking, you know, and I tried to do as much as I could. I was always in therapy with her, trying to maintain my position at work and without trying to keep them out of my personal business, because they're like, well, how are you going to do this when you have your child? Let me worry about that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just did everything I could to bring the world to her, because it was special to be a part of her world, not her fitting into ours.
Exactly.
Because when you look at it, she has the bright world.
Exactly.
We're the ones that got issues.
We got all the issues.
Yep, she kept it 100 all the time. So she was a lot of fun, and I learned so much how to appreciate life. You know, like, how dare I say I had a hard day at work when I'm watching my daughter go through 4 or 5 grand mal seizures, and then come out of it and still, you know, laughing and joking. Still, I'm like, okay, now that's the real comeback.
Exactly.
You know, so I learned so much about life through her, but that was all preparation for me to do what I'm doing now.
Right.
You know, so I thank God, because he's in control of all this.
Right.
He's got her, she's good. Now I have to keep pressing in, doing what I'm doing. And cotton candy is not an easy business, okay?
I was going to ask you, like, I don't even know, like, okay, obviously, like most kids in the United States, you go to carnivals, you go to amusement parks, you got to get your cotton candy. My mother has a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
So I was lucky, I guess, in a way. I was not one of those kids where mom said, no, you can't have.
Yeah.
Mom was like, yes, you can have, because I'm going to have.
Right.
So I was always a fan of cotton candy. What makes cotton candy special, and why did your daughter gravitate towards that particular snack as opposed to, I guess, Doritos and other?
Well, Saniyah tried everything. She would snatch everything off everything was hers.
Everything
that was in
hers.
her mind, everything is hers.
Yep.
So she would grab different things, and because she had cerebral palsy, her chewing reflexes was hard.
Right.
So certain things she would just toss it.
Right.
Like, I can't do this.
Can't do this, right.
So when she first grabbed from a fair cotton candy, she snatched it, ate it, and started doing one of these, and her face lit up, like, for real, this is what I got, okay. Then she had allergic reaction, and I took her to the pediatrician. They're like, it's the dyes, the glue, like, she couldn't have that.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, how am I supposed to, I said, I'm gonna figure this out.
You gotta figure it out.
I'm gonna figure this out, and I did. Organic is the way to go. So I'm trying to educate the world now on cotton candy. I'm like the spokesperson for cotton candy. Organic. It's nothing like the pink and blue stuff that we were used to. It's, well, first of all, cotton candy is pretty much 70% air and 30% sugar, so you're getting less sugar. It's healthier than if you ate a cupcake or
a Snicker bar.
Especially a Snicker bar. That's
it's my favorite.
That's my, and Reese cups, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's actually the best choice if you're going to have something. And guess what? If you like to eat, you don't get full.
I know that's
I like
right.
to eat.
I know that's right. So,
going.
Your daughter realized that with cotton candy, it was delicious, but it melts in your mouth.
Right, and not in her hands.
For the 2% of you all that have never had it, it melts in your mouth and goes straight down.
Right.
It's not even filling.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. Don't clown me.
I'm not.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
asking. So is organic cotton candy good for you, or I should say better for you than what I'm used to having at the state fairs and the amusement parks?
Much better.
Okay, why?
Because there's nutrients when you're using organic raw cane sugar straight from the farm. It's not processed like white sugar is.
Okay.
It's actually some nutrients in it.
Right.
So unlike what you're getting, which is filled with dyes, that's what gives it that pretty pink and pretty bright blue.
Yeah.
But that's not really but poison.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you got to be careful what you're putting in your body. And then for those that have, oh, I didn't tell you that I do sugar-free for diabetics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I can't tell you the formula for that because then,
Well, you know why I said that? Because I'm a pre-diabetic, but I don't want the pre-diabetic.
No, but this is still this is still good for you. It's still good.
Okay.
You know, so it's just a different type of snack. You don't really see it in the markets. You notice that? Like if you go down to supermarkets and you don't see it. You only see it at specialty stores or at fairs.
Right.
Well, I'm about to change the game up and get into the markets, ShopRite, Acme, some of the markets.
See?
Yeah, and I'm dealing now, keeping Saniyah's name going. Now we're moving into Los Angeles. Going to open up a couple stores over there. Wow. It's become the celebrity snack now.
Well, I see, I know she's reading my cards. She's doing my job for me. I wanted to before we get into that.
Okay.
So you've artist, collaborations with the cotton candy.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. How have you gotten certain artists involved with your brand?
Well, some people think it's because my husband. Yes, Tone Love, he's from the legendary group Tough Crew.
Exactly.
And so a lot of people know who he is, but it's not his name, it's not any of that.
Right,
It's
right.
my marketing.
It's your marketing.
That's me.
Shiro.
Right.
Yes.
So we did a convention we were invited to in Atlantic City with
Okay.
Rob Schwartz, which was a celebrity convention.
Absolutely.
And there I met.
Rob is a fan of the show.
That's
friend
my
of the show.
guy. That's
Yes.
my guy. I
Good
love
people.
him.
Yes,
Yes.
good people.
So he wanted us to have the cotton candy available. So there we had a lot of celebrities walking around. And before you know it, we were the hit of the whole the whole convention.
Got
They just
you.
kept saying like they never had anything like that. And I built a good relationship with Taryn Manning. That's like my little sister now. She's from
Nice.
Hustle and Flow. That's
Yes,
my girl.
nice.
She's diabetic too. So
Wow.
she had the sugar-free, and she was like, oh my gosh. And Steve Barton, he made the movie Terrifier. Terrifier 1, 2.
Okay.
He was like, I never had anything like it, you know, and he was advertising it. So I just met so many people at that event that still keep talking to me about it, promote it. Donnie, what's it, Bonatucci?
Yeah.
Bonatucci. He
From
come,
the Partridge Family.
yeah,
Yeah.
he got one, right? He walked back to me and said, thanks a lot. Now I got a new addiction.
Is that good?
Is that good?
So not only is it better for you, it's really that
The
good.
taste.
Oh,
It's a
see.
little taste of heaven.
Yeah. So during the break, I might just have to partake. You also do grassroots activism.
Yes.
Talk to me about that a little bit.
So this is where my heart is with Run Saniyah Run, helping the families. Their parents that have children with special needs are the most forgotten. Because people have an opinion, well, that's your child, you take care of your child. Like, what do you want us to do?
Wow.
But they don't understand the real world and what it takes. It's already hard to be a parent to an atypical child, right?
That's correct.
But now you have a child that has multiple disabilities or even one. It changes the game. When they're out in the world, they put on the smile, everything, because I learned how to do that. Everything's great, life is great.
Right,
but you
right.
don't know what I went through
don't know what-
when I
exactly.
turn that key and go in the house. You don't know if your child's going to make it through the night, depending
Right.
on what they have. You're busy going to different appointments. Financially, it can take a toll on your
It can definitely
finances.
consume you.
It
Absolutely.
consumes you. You're
Yeah.
living for your child.
Yes.
A lot
yes.
of times, family, friends who you think are going to be like this with you, they disappear. Because either they don't know what to say to you or what to do. So it's like an island. Think about, I don't know, back in the day, like Gilligan's Island. Imagine Gilligan's Island full of parents that have special needs children. Like, where's
Yeah.
the help at, really? Because they'll help the children.
Right.
There's a lot of programs,
But
great
no
programs
support for the
parents for their personal life.
Emotionally, financially,
Right,
etc.
right. And when COVID hit, that was the highest rate for divorce with children that had autism.
That's
the
right. I
parents.
remember that. Yeah.
It was bad.
So listen, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
During the break, I'm gonna try one of these.
Okay.
When we come back, I'm gonna give you my review.
Okay.
All right. So we'll be right back. Sessions Cafe. Oh, we're back. Red raspberry. I was totally preoccupied with this right here.
Okay.
So, red raspberry. Let's talk about the flavors. How did you come up with the different flavors? This one right here is addictive in and of itself. I can only imagine what the other one's like. But this red raspberry is something else.
Okay.
Like, how did you come up with the? I'm sorry, I didn't want to even put it down. How did you come up with the different flavors?
Just trying, experimenting with different extracts.
Okay.
Seeing what I like to mix and match things. So I'm looking at summertime flavors. I have the spring flavors. I have wintertime flavors.
Oh, okay.
Then I have the celebrity lineup that has champagne with edible 24 karat gold mixed
Oh,
in.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, little friendly
yeah,
cotton candy.
yeah.
So who are some of the people that are endorsing your cotton candy? right now?
Taryn Manning, Steve Barton, who else? Kenny Whitehead,
Okay.
McFadden,
Yes.
El Dante McFadden. You know Dante? My husband's group. And
Okay.
and more.
So, do they get a flavor named after them, or
Well,
how does that work?
SPO Wrestling, we just branded Fruit Punch for them. So
Okay.
it's called Tag Team Fruit Punch.
Okay.
And I'm doing one for John. This guy, he's a boxer, and so he wanted Knockout Punch.
Knockout
So we're
Punch.
starting now to just do brands for different companies.
Okay. Saniyah, which was her favorite?
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
She she loved
Okay.
coffee. She always wanted coffee,
She always
iced
wanted
coffee.
coffee,
She
okay.
loved iced coffee.
So I gotta. I've never been a fan of coffee, but for the sake of Saniyah, I gotta try.
Yeah,
that.
cappuccino was her fave.
So this one right here was delectable. A person that really has a strong sweet tooth. What are some of the flavors that you would suggest for that person?
For the strong one,
Like myself, yes.
okay, if you have that sweet tooth, so I do fruit punch with Fruity Pebbles mixed all into chocolate with Cocoa Pebbles.
Killing me over here.
And I brought banana split that has fruit, like Cocoa Pebbles. It has dried bananas in it.
Oh my
so I mix
God.
like the champagne, I'll do strawberries, dried strawberries mixed in with it.
Okay.
I have a vanilla wafer, Oreo cookie. So there's
Oh,
different
wow.
ones. Sangria has the berries in it.
Oh, the flavors of cotton candy.
Yeah, and I do a Hennessy one.
Oh my God. So now they're having
alcohol-free.
they're having a really good time
Yeah.
with the cotton candy.
And I
They-
do cakes. It's not just in the containers. I do
Okay.
3-layer cakes.
Oh, wow.
Glitter bombs that you put in the drink. So it's a whole vibe to it.
So have you always been a chef up in the kitchen?
Nope.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I try to be, but
Well, I don't know. This right here making me got me floating back home after the studio. In terms of, I know it's very important to you that your brand helps with the community.
Yeah,
in
'cause-
terms of healing and for jobs.
yeah, because this helps fund, like I said, our nonprofit.
Okay.
So I'm like the main donor for it.
Right.
So and also it teaches like the young adults that have special needs. They help with the packing, labeling, teach them some life skills, business skills. So
And again, we talked about Rob Schwartz. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
ACX1.
Yeah.
Is a beautiful location
Isn't it?
in Atlantic City.
Nice.
What was it like for you to vend there for the first time? Because that's a spot like Atlantic
Yeah,
City,
that's
the
a spot.
boardwalk. Yeah.
well, it was fun. I'm in the midst of everyone and getting to meet people and.
Yeah.
My husband and I end up hosting their party. Well, I don't know how that happened, but we
Wow.
end up hosting their party. They were like, "This is the
Wow.
best part of the party."
Wow.
So yeah, it was a great time. Again, shout out to Rob
Yeah, shout out
for
to
having
Rob.
us there.
Yeah. Shout out to ACX1.
It was an experience. I'll never forget, and that helped put me into another level with it. Because again, people think it's cotton candy. Oh, they're thinking, okay, really, you're
Right.
gonna do something? Don't
How
try
much
me, don't test
expansion
me.
can you do with that?
Oh,
But
wow,
hey,
I got it.
Hey, talk about it. Yeah, I feel I love the brand. Obviously, I love the fact that you're tapping into my sweet tooth. I actually met you very briefly at the wrestling event in Chester, Pennsylvania, a
Harris.
couple of months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was I
I
vending?
shook your hand. Yeah. I was going to say this. The line during the break, during the intermission, to get that cotton candy was so long. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just have to wait out on it. I'm not gonna
Chick-fil-A and Wawa, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, that's what the lines look like.
Oh wow!
But I knocked it down, I did.
You did because when the intermission began, that line was. It seemed like it would last forever.
Yeah.
But everybody got their cotton candy except me. Everybody was happy. And kids gravitate towards your brand a lot.
Yeah.
So do you have a niche for the kids?
I do. Like those are the ones I do. Like some of this, like I'll put the nerd candy in it. Pop rocks. Remember Pop rocks back
Oh
in
my
the day?
God, yes.
I put pop.
Yes. Is that legal?
Yeah, yeah. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
it is. So I do have stuff, but the parents like it, the kids like it. So it's a win-win, and it's the sweetest job.
It sure is.
It
Literally.
is. It really is.
Nana's, am I pronouncing it?
Nana.
Nana.
That was her
okay.
nickname. So
Nana.
she used to always try to
Candy
run.
clouds.
And we would say, "Run, Saniyah, run." And she would try. So that's where the name for the nonprofit came from. And her nickname was Nana.
Nana.
So,
Okay,
yep. So
okay.
I'm also working on changing the packaging for it. So
Okay.
stay tuned. We're going to have
Nice.
new packaging.
Beautiful. It's just such a beautiful Obviously, losing your daughter had to have been the hardest thing you've ever had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you've been able to turn that loss into such a beautiful memory,
Yeah.
and such a happy fun. It seems like your daughter's legacy, the fact that she was fun, the fact
She
that she
was.
liked to laugh, and the fact that she loved to break dance and had a lot of
Yeah.
energy. It seems to sail through this cotton candy. Was that intentional?
Yeah, because I want to express her. I'm her voice. So I want everybody to know who she is, the fun, the great thing, the taste of it. Just
Right.
everything is just her.
Right.
You know, and it's not easy losing your child. It's not.
Right.
It's not. I do a lot of keynote speaking to parents that have lost their child. And during that time, not only did I lose my daughter, 2 months later, I lost my father. When I went to grieve the loss of my daughter, then I come back and grieve with my mother-in-law, and then she passed away.
Wow.
So I lost 3 major people in my life.
Right.
But you can press on.
Right.
People say, oh, I'm surprised you're not on drugs, or you're not on this, or you're
Right.
not in a... I'm going to say it. If it wasn't for the Lord, I probably would have been 302 sitting there going blah, 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 blah.
Right. Right.
But she's good. Now I have work to do, and it's a lot of families, and I'm not going to stop until I've helped the families the way they need it. So if I got to be the voice for all of the state of Delaware and moving into Maryland and to PA doing this, I'm not going to stop. You know, and I'm going to keep my daughter's name on people's mouths and ears.
And you know, Gia, one thing that you said, it's when people go through trauma, right? And almost all of us have gone through some sort of trauma, right? It's important that we find a vice because whether we like it or not, we're going to need one.
Right.
You know, some people have turned to drugs. Some people have turned to with whatever their trauma was, right? Some people have turned to just all kinds of things. There are definitely a lot of not so good ways to channel your trauma.
Right.
And the fact that you chose to channel yours in such a fun way while preserving your daughter's legacy is so dope. I know it's not a conscious choice that you made, but how did you decide to say, you know what, my baby's not here in the physical, but I'm gonna make sure she stays here in the spiritual through something that she loves?
Yeah, well, it wasn't easy at first. You know, I was mad. I'm like, my daughter's gone. Like, you know, I was one of these, like, ready to box them up. Like, why? Like, why did this happen?
Right.
You know? But everything is for a reason. Things happen that we don't know what the plans are that he may have for us, right? You might not have known you were going to have this show, right? You don't know.
Right.
We're all the actors and actresses in a movie, an action movie that's our life, and we don't know what the script is.
Say it again.
Okay, so we just go through. Life is up and down. It's how you choose. It's up here. You have thoughts and you have an imagination. You can use your imagination for good or bad. You can imagine yourself sitting there living a life depressed, sad, mad, or you can envision yourself pushing ahead, moving on, and making things work for yourself and for others.
Yes.
It's called taking the pain and turning it into purpose, right? So you take the lessons learned that you've gone through or the trauma and say, okay, how can I beat this? Because we all got a fight in us.
That's right.
There's no weak person, really. It's just how you choose to use your strength, right? So you got to push through. You don't let anything stop you.
Right.
You don't know where you can be if you don't move your feet to take the next step, right? So you just got to push through. I had to channel my energy, muster it up. I said, okay, Saniyah, you good? Mommy got you. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to just see where it goes. If I can make a lot for corporate America and do that, I'm going to work even harder. I'll do this till the day I go on to glory to keep my daughter's name alive and to help the families. Because if someone else is not going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Right.
Because I know what it's like to have personal needs that aren't getting fulfilled. You know, and they work the hardest.
Right.
The hardest trying to maintain their lives at home. And if they have other children, they got to be right for them. So if the parent is good, that's good for the child that you're taking care of. You don't want a stressed out mom and, you know, taking it out possibly on on their child, you know, mad or like, you know, their lives have changed, because that happens a lot too.
Right.
You know, they're just disgusted and they don't know how to channel it right. So when you support the parents in that way, it's not giving them, you know, you're giving them a hand up saying, look, I got
exactly.
you. I really got
support.
you. What do you need? House cleaning, we dispatch housekeepers. If their car is down, you need a mechanic, you need brakes, oil change, we bring them to your house. So whatever they need, food, vouchers, like me time, sending them out places to get a break. These are things that people don't think about. And everybody, I don't care who it is, knows somebody that has somebody that knows somebody that has either a child with autism or a disability,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
What can you do? It doesn't take much to say, hey, I'm going to the store. Do you need something? Or we're going to the park with our child. Do you want to take your child with us? Just to say, or how you doing?
Right, exactly.
And just listen.
Just listen.
Just
be there.
listen.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you anything just to
Yeah.
let a parent vent sometimes.
Now, you have other children.
I have an older daughter, Gianna, and I have a younger daughter, Leah. And I have 2 wonderful grandchildren, Elijah
Awesome.
and Milan. So
And how, so obviously, you know, when Saniyah left us, you still had to live for your other babies. And how are they embracing your journey?
well, I think they were watching me at first. Let's see how mom is going to deal with this. I'm sure it was a lot of personal meetings and a thing. Well, mom doing it, she look okay. And my husband, he's been, you know, right there with me. So both of us are going through, we both grieve differently.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's so I had to be honest with them. Today is not a good day.
Right.
Mommy's going through a little
Right.
something. I need your understanding.
Right.
You know, or there's times where I'm like, hey, let's go do this in memory of Saniyah. Let's do this. Or we'll talk about it. Instead of crying about it, we'll say, well, remember Saniyah used to do this?
Right,
Or remember,
right.
we'll laugh about
Right.
it because we can enjoy the memories.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and memories don't have to fade away or go.
Right.
So it just keeping that in perspective and teaching them about life. Be happy. When you wake up in the morning, hey, you already won.
Exactly.
You took a breath, you already won.
Already
You
won.
already had. We all have 24
right.
hours in a day. What are you doing with it? I could sit there and waste the day alone, just feeling sorry, having a pity party. Pity parties don't amount to anything.
That's right.
That's a waste of time, right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather teach them through anything that you're going through. Keep pushing through. Find something to do with the time because it goes fast.
It does.
And you don't know what you can accomplish.
Right.
So just keep trying. I
Just
teach
keep
them, keep trying. I tell mommy don't know how this is going to turn out, but I know one thing, I'm not going to stop and nobody's going to stop me,
Yes.
you know?
I know that's right, sister. Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing your story with me and sharing your cotton candy.
Yes.
And I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm going to continue to pray for your journey
Thank
and
you.
support your
Yes.
brand. 'Cause
Yes.
I love me some cotton
Thank
candy.
you.
So thank you so much for being on the show, Gia.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it,
yeah.
being here and getting to talk about Saniyah and Run Saniyah Run and Nana. So,
Yes, ma'am.
yep.
We'll see you guys next week right here on Sessions Cafe.